Good evening, everyone. In the previous session of Global HRD, I was explaining about organogram and what are the purposes and uses of organogram. In this session, I am going to explain the types of organogram, and then I am going to explain the various types of role played by the HRD manager in the HRD department. Okay, so let's begin the session. So basically, as you all already know, that organogram is the representation of the organizational structure in a diagrammatical manner. So this organizational chart actually represents the relationship between the employees regarding the hierarchy of the employees, regarding who is the superior of a particular employee, who are the subordinates of a particular employee. And this type of pictorial representation is used by each and every type of organization, whether it is a traditional organization or it is a non-profit organization, educational institutes. So this makes it actually easy for the employees to understand the entire organization structure and where they stand in this organization structure and what kind of role they play in the organization structure. So this is specifically meant to make the employees easily understand about the organization structure and what kind of role they play within the organization structure and what kind of relationship they have with other jobs and other, we can say, mention the superior and the subordinates. Clear? So this organizational chart actually represents the structure. So depending upon the organization structure, the organizational chart will be prepared. So basically, if an organization has a very complicated structure, that will be represented in the chart. And if an organization has a very simple structure, top to down structure, that will be represented in the organizational chart. Okay. So let me explain all the or the most important type of organization organogram. Okay, so here you can see that I have divided organ types of organogram into four categories, taking into consideration these four organizational structure. The first one is functional top down, the second one is divisional organization chart, the third one is matrix organization chart, and the fourth one is flat organizational chart. Okay, so these we can say, like I said, these are the four types of organizational chart which represents the organizational structure. Okay. So the first one is functional top-down. So as you all can see that functional top-down structure is a traditional structure, business structure, where orders follow from the top to the bottom. So there are many layers within the top and bottom layer, top and bottom management. So here the structure shows top executive at the top, means the most important people who take the decision regarding each and every aspect of the organization, who create the policies, who are the decision makers, who are the who take various types of decision, who create the policy, the strategy of the organization. They are the top executives and they are the top level management. They are followed by some senior management and then middle management and so on. So it depends upon the total number of layers the organization structure has: top, middle and lower. They can include as many layers as they want. Now here the instruction, the communication, or we can say the order, follows from the top to the bottom. The top executives give order to the middle executives and the middle executives give order to the bottom employees or the lower level employees. So that is the flow of orders or the flow of instruction from top to bottom. So this is called functional top down organizational chart. Now the structure is divided into traditional departments like IT, marketing, production, HR, finance, research and development, depending upon the size of the organization as well as the nature of the organization. If the organization is is a manufacturing unit, produces different types of products, then they will definitely have a production department. If the organization is concerned about providing service to the customers, They can have a different section for customer care also. So departmentation of the organization depends upon the size and the type of business they are involved in. Okay, so here you can see the representation of the functional top down. So this is the president, and we can say that each and every function, each and every department, sales, production, marketing, finance, HR, they have vice president leading the department and followed by the managers. So the instruction or the orders will be passed by the president to the VPs of their particular department, and the decision will be given by the VP of the particular department to the manager of that respective department. For example, the president has given order to VP of finance department. This instruction will be passed on to the manager. Okay, so this is the flow of instruction, that is from top to the down. Okay, so this is one type of functional organizational chart. Another one is divisional organizational chart. So it reflects the company's organized product line, or it can be also divided on the basis of geographical area. For example, a particular company has different types of product. They will create separate division for each and every product, and that separate division of each and every product will have different kinds of department under it. For example, here I have given an example of a car company which manufactures, let us take the example of three types of car: SUV, sedan and EV. These are the three types of products manufactured by the car company. So each and every product will be considered to be a separate division, separate from each other, and each and every division will be having different types of department under it. Okay, and these department will be concerned about that particular division, that particular product only. If an organization has if the organization is divided, is organized on the basis of geographical area, each and every geographical area will be considered as a separate division, and they will have different types of department under it, concerned only about that geographical area only. Okay, so this is the representation of divisional organizational chart. So here is the president, and these are the three types of products which are manufactured by the car company. Each and every division will have a separate department for IT, R&D, marketing, manufacturing and customer care. So these departments are only concerned about this division only. We cannot say the marketing department of SUV will do the marketing of sedan. No, sedan will have a different marketing department for itself. So each and every division are separate from each other, and they have separate set of department for themselves which are only concerned about their particular division only. And then comes administration and finance department. This is an entire department which combines these three divisions. So administration and finance department actually manages these aspects of these three divisions. Clear? They are involved in hiring human resource, gathering finance, trainings and legal aspects, safety aspect. So these are the four divisions. Each and every each and every division has different set of departments. Okay, this is the divisional organizational chart. The next one is matrix organization chart. So matrix organizational chart is a combination of two type of organizational structure: functional and project. So there is a company, and that company has different types of function, and each and every function is a particular department. So the organization is basically divided on the basis of function. They have separate departments for separate function, like marketing, HR, production, whatever may be the function. Each and every function has a separate department. Now these companies also have many projects. So usually what happens, this type of organizational chart reflects the company's organizational structure, where all the employees are divided into teams by project or product. Okay, so these employees will be working under their specific functional department, At the same time, they will be part of a separate project or a product. And these separate project or a product will be led by another project manager or product manager. So basically, one employee will work under one functional division and one project. Clear? And that particular employee will have to follow the orders of the functional head as well as the project head. Okay, so this person, this particular employee will report to the divisional head as well as the project head. So this one person will be following orders of two managers, and the person will be reporting to two managers at the same time. Clear? So this is the representation of matrix organization structure. So these are the different types of department. Here I have mentioned 3 departments. Each department has 4 employees. Clear? Now simultaneously there are 4 projects going on, and each and every project has a separate manager. Now each and every project need employee from these 3 departments, one from each. So this project manager has employees from this project manager has employee from 3 different divisional managers. So this is an employee, and this employee follows the order of functional division manager. At the same time, he also reports to the respective project manager. So this employee needs to follow the direction of these two. At the same time, the person has to report to these two. Similarly, this employee is going to follow the instruction of these two managers. At the same time, they have to report to these two managers. So this is the matrix organizational chart, which is a combination of 2 types of structure. Okay. The last one is flat organization chart. Flat organizations chart basically does not have any levels, only the management and the employees. The manager or the management or whoever is at the top will give instruction to all the employees, and all the employees will have to perform the task given by the head. Okay, so this usually a kind of organization where supervision is not required. Each and every person is responsible for what he or she is doing. They are accountable for their actions. They have certain authority, certain power. And this type of organization structure actually believes in empowerment of the employee. Employee must understand the seriousness of their job, must be held responsible for their actions, must be held accountable for their actions. At the same time, they need to understand that if they make some kind of mistakes, they will be held responsible. They can simply understand the instruction and then do whatever is required under their job. Okay, so no supervision is required. They simply get the instructions, they do the job the way they think is correct, and if it is correct, then they will be appreciated, and if it is wrong, they may take certain actions. Okay, so this is the simple example of flat organization structure, manager and the employee. So one manager will give instruction to each and every employee, and they will be held responsible, accountable for their instructions. Okay, so these are the various types of organizational chart and how they are represented. Okay, so the next topic which I am going to explain today is the role of HRD manager. So HRD manager plays a very important role in the HRD department, because if the manager is not involved in the creation of HRD programs, in the execution of the HRD program, at the same time that person needs to collect proper feedback from the employees. They have to analyze the results, whether they have actually obtained the actual results which they have targeted, or they have or there is some kind of problem in the HRD programs. So HRD manager must possess different kinds of quality, different kinds of skills, knowledge, potentials, ability, so that he or she can actually manage the entire department. At the same time, that person needs to have proper coordination with the other departments also, so that the employees working in other departments can actually understand what they need to learn, how they are supposed to learn. So the job of an HRD manager is very complex. And that's why the HRD manager plays a very important role in the creation, execution, and also in the evaluation of the HRD programs. Okay, so the first type of role which is played by the HRD manager is of administrator. So administrator coordinates, arranges, prepares different types of HRD program by understanding the requirement of all the employees working in different department. So here the HRD manager needs to needs to communicate properly with each and every department separately. He or she needs to understand the requirement of the employees, the present potential and capabilities of the employees, and then create a program, then create a HRD program which will help to enhance the performance of the employees, help them to understand various aspects of the job. So proper coordination, proper communication with the other departments plays a very important aspect, which is a very important aspect in HRD programs. So HRD manager must regularly communicate with the other department, must operate the different must operate the HRD programs while coordinating it with different departments, so that there won't be any kind of confusion, and many employees can take advantage of such HRD programs. Okay, the next one is evaluator. Evaluation basically means understanding the result of the programs and then making necessary changes if the programs do not achieve their target or do not achieve their objective. So here the HRD manager evaluates each and every program created for the HRD purpose. The HRD manager needs to also evaluate the performance of each and every employee who has gone through the HRD program, how well they have how well they have performed. They need to also communicate their performance to the every employee needs to understand how well they have performed. They are also the HRD manager is also involved in creation of the programs by understanding each and every aspect of the organization, the requirement of the organization. So they prepare the program, they design the program, they execute the program, and after executing it they collect the results and then evaluate the results to understand the effectiveness of the HRD program. And if the HRD program did not achieve the proper objective, they need to make certain modifications in the HRD program so that next time when they are executed, it will achieve all its objective. So evaluator, the role of an evaluator is played by an HRD manager. Not only evaluates the HRD program, but also at the same time evaluates the performance of each and every employee who has gone through the HRD program. Okay. The next one is manager, or we can say management of learning system. The employees needs to be continuously encouraged to learn something new. So the basic objective of an HRD manager is to create an environment of learning. So the manager must manage the learning system so efficiently that it will motivate each and every employee to go through the HRD programs, to learn a lot of things, to develop themselves, enhance their performance. And after that they need to be communicated about their performance, how well they have performed, what are the things they have learned, and what are the things they are supposed to learn in other different types of HRD program. So HRD manager also plays a role of a manager which guides the employees, which encourages the employees to go through different types of HRD program, provides them proper counseling, provides them proper coaching, and communicates their or gives them feedback regarding their performance. Okay, the next one is operation development. Now the HRD manager must take into consideration the various factors which influence the organization and the various changes which take place within an organization. The HRD manager must understand different types of opportunity that can benefit the employees, and he or she must also be capable of taking advantage of such opportunities and incorporate them into the HRD programs. They go through the prevailing trend of the HRD, how different organizations in the same industry, how well they are preparing the program, what is the standard of HRD program in a particular industry. So they go through the prevailing trends of the HRD, how they can improve HRD programs, what are the future prospects of the HRD programs. They analyze that, they they analyze each and every aspect of it, and they try to incorporate new type of technology in the HRD program, so that the learning process can be more easy, the learning process can be more effective, which can make recognizable improvement in the employees. Okay, the next point or the next role played by the HRD manager is of marketer. So how can HRD manager become a marketer? See, the HRD manager needs to convince the uh, top executives, the management, about the effectiveness of the HRD program, how some different kinds of improvements can make HRD programs more effective. So that is the basic job of an HRD manager, which is considered to be the role of a marketer. These HRD managers must attend different types of meetings, must create presentations to convince each and every time the management that what necessary changes are needed to be introduced in the HRD program, how HRD program is going to help the management in various aspects. So in this sense, they are actually marketing the HRD programs to the management, so that they can get convinced by their presentations. They have to put forward different aspects of HRD program. So that is the role of a marketer played by the HRD manager. Okay, so there are other functions, sorry, other roles of the HRD manager, like individual career development instructor, counselor, researcher, which I am going to explain in the next class. Okay, so in my next session, first of all, I am going to complete the remaining portion of role of HRD manager, and then I am going to explain the qualities of a HRD manager. Means what kind of quality a person must have in order to become a HRD manager. Okay, so that's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.